And for this one, I'll just share what's been happening with me, and you can see if you can relate, is waves of things have been coming through. I didn't really expect it to happen that quickly with just 1 week, but that's what I've been feeling is a wave of opportunities, energy coming through, just like this one here. And what it's started to feel like is a big wave right here. Well, there's a blue color here. It doesn't really work with the wave here. Let's go a little darker. Yeah, so a wave here. So just touch base with me right now in the chat of how does this relate to you? Do you feel like there's been new waves, new opportunities, new ideas coming into your life? And just putting awareness on that, because what I've noticed for myself is, to me, this is what I feel like. I'm like, whoa, okay, there's these new plates coming in. And it's like spinning, 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 and trying to keep them there. And I even feel a little anxiety just feeling the energy of this guy right here. And that's how it was explained to me at one point was, hey, there's always these spinning plates. And you got to get one going here, get that going, and then one going over here, and then another one going over here, and then, maybe there's an idea for a place or a project or somebody wants to collaborate, another one going over here. And it's just like, oh my God, you can never sleep. So if you've ever felt like that, where you've had, these plates, and just like this one falls down over here, let's see. It's like, oh boy, it's getting closer, Boom. So, yeah, Danielle, as you shared, always new opportunities. I think it's important to focus on what aligns well with the things you have going on and not take on too much. Yes, I really agree. So the focus for this week is how to manage the overwhelm and really this concept of surfing the waves. And for me, I personally don't resonate with the spinning the plates because it's like, I'm just waiting for something to drop. So for me, what I think about is surfing the waves. Okay, where is the natural energy flowing? And how can I manage that? How can I surf it for a bit? Maybe it's not forever either. It's like, okay, that's something I've been thinking about, or I go to is like, all right, how long is this? And that, number one, helps me out tremendously, because then if it's a forever thing, that's even more stressful. But if it's a chunked period time, then it's like, okay, we can do things temporarily. So number one, if you're feeling this in any way of like, okay, there's this new energy, which without even to open up a slight rabbit hole, I'm just going to go right here. So the founder of this subconscious clearing method, Elmira, I was actually on a mastermind call with her this morning, very early this morning, because they're in the UK, in France as well. And yeah, one of the things we were just talking about is that the energy right now for teams, for people, is very different than it's been the last year, even the last couple years. And there's been multiple waves at a global level of people through the COVID experience realizing like, hey, I gotta love what I'm doing. Like, I want meaning, I want purpose, I want fulfillment in my work. I can't just plug away for a check anymore. And so there's multiple waves like that of people getting excited to follow their passion, people getting excited to collaborate with people with meaning. And for everybody that is here right now and also watches this, we're in the purpose-driven game. Like, people who are not purpose-driven do not vibe with me. Thankfully, I'm clear with it now, so people bounce out. And so what it is for everybody who's been purpose-driven, it's our time. It's our time now, because we were early to the party. We were talking about passion, we were talking about purpose long before most people were. And a lot of times, I got shit on it. I felt I got shit on a bit. It wasn't got shit on, but it was like couldn't get any respect. Like there's the comedian Rodney Dangerfield from back in the day. His whole shtick was, I can't get no respect. Can't get no respect. I feel like that's how the passion and purpose crowd was for many years. It's like we couldn't get any respect. People are like, oh yeah, that's soft, that's woo-woo, that's whatever. Let's talk about the money. And now they're finding out through studies that, hey, happy employees are 20% more productive. Go figure. Like all these things that companies are doing to squeeze out productivity. Even a 1% productivity is a boom. There was Mark Zuckerberg was on a podcast, and which is a whole nother thing. But one of the things he just said, he's like, hey, if there's something that we can do that, increases productivity by like 3%, 5%, we'll do it every day. We'll do it. Absolutely. We'll absolutely. And I'm paraphrasing there, so I don't remember the exact percentage, but I do remember it was way lower than I expected. And I just thought about it. I was like, yeah, if every employee in his company is, let's just say 3%, 5% more productive, that's big money, big business. So all this coming full circle is now that companies are realizing, hey, passion, purpose, these are profitable things. It's creating waves of opportunity for all of us who've been in the purpose game for a while. So just checking here. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, Daniel shared, you love knowing your purpose as it helps you create much more meaningful connections. Yeah, absolutely too. And it's like us in the purpose game, we've tried it. We know we can't do business with people who are not connected to purpose. So the people that are, it's like a bright, shiny light of like, whoa, okay, let's connect, let's help, let's support each other, whatever that looks like, let's do this. And so bringing that all back to today's topic is these waves of opportunity, waves of collaboration, waves of customers being ready. That was one of the things too in the mastermind this morning. Almira was there, and then it was also hosted by Nicholas David Nin, who is my longtime mentor with the soul contract work. And that was the feedback too. The people that are going through his training are younger than ever before. They're hungrier than ever before. It used to be people in their 40s and 50s, 99% of it, 40s and 50s, where they're like, okay, what do I really want to do with my life? And, like I want more meaning in my life. I climbed the ladder, I climbed the mountain, and now I really want to do something that means the most to me. That was 99% for decades. So now the people that are coming in, they're those people plus another, plus probably double that, and half of them are the same people, and half of them are people in their 20s who are hungry. And they're like, I got to. There's no way I can't make money not doing what I'm called to do. So these waves of opportunity are here for us, and they're going to keep getting bigger and bigger. So today's theme for all of us too is, this is the analogy that resonates with me. And this is what I'd like to share here. And I'm just going to make a little tweak to this. Is instead of the spinning plate example, what I like to think of is harmony of your song right now. So just like a song has different notes, and I see them, I visually see them as waves. And sometimes there's little high notes, sometimes there's the bass drop at the bottom, sometimes it's very smooth, sometimes it's, jaggedy, kind of like some dubstep type stuff. And you know better than anybody with your DJing. It's like each of those different notes has a different sound, has a different visual. And so that's what to me, this is my visual of like when there's new opportunity, it's kind of like this jagged one here. It's a little, like it's part of the song, but it's a little out of harmony with everything. And if this one in the middle is like the regular one, it's this temporary period of like, okay, let's sync up the new opportunity with the song that's going out here. Maybe it's taking a little bit time more than usual, but let's get back to that baseline of, say, that balance, that freedom of health, wealth, and happiness. So that's the visual that I invite to have this week is, there we go, is this temporary period of this wave is focusing it, aligning it so that it's in harmony again. And you feel the balance of work, life, health, wealth, happiness. Okay. So just let me know if that makes sense to you And do you feel like your things are right now at the left, or do you feel like life is right now on the right, where things are all flowing pretty seamlessly together, left to right? Nice. Mhm. Awesome. So this is what we're going to go into today and do a subconscious clearing on this so that our one thing of the week, our focus of the week, is taking us to the right. Or if you're already in the right, expanding it even more. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording here. We'll get into our subconscious clearing. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, and you mentioned sometimes bounce back to the left. Absolutely. And that's the thing that resonates with me with this is that life is, it's a scale, so it's noticing. Say there's a new opportunity, excited about it, and it bounces us back to the left, and we're like, oh, okay. Noticing it quick, and then being like, okay, what can I do to bring it back to the baseline? And that way we don't get burnt out. And that's the thing how this applies to teams is that without this awareness, we can get burned out, our teams can get burned out, and by the time we realize it, it's miles away from when we needed to realize it, because it's like when we get burnt out, there's such a deficit. It's like a debt. And then in order to get out, we got to have time, we need energy, we need to like fill that bucket just to get to normal. And it's interesting, I was talking about like corporate world, that's something corporate world understands now too, is burnout and pre-burnout. There's actually stats and studies on pre-burnout now. So this whole deal is catching burnout basically way in advance and managing it so that it's always in the optimal flow.